Hi, beautiful friends. I miss you guys. I miss hanging out with you. I miss seeing you on Sunday mornings while I drag my children and sweat my way with my coffee into the church service. I miss hugging people, and I just miss normal life. And I know it's not going to be that for a little while. And I'm just praying that you are finding God in this season and that you see him pursuing you, because he is still there and he is steadfast and he is good. I want to share just a few things this morning. I don't even know why I said this morning. It is 2:45 here. So if you're watching this in the morning, awesome. If it's midnight, that's great too. But I have a devotional from Ruth Cho Simmons, and it's about seasons, and we talked a lot about seasons on our President's Weekend. But I love seasons. I love to talk about what season you're in, what season I'm in. I'm in a spring season right now. I'm still in a spring season, and I've been looking forward to the actual spring season since winter began, because I am not a winter person. I do not like the snow. I take that back. I like the nice falling snow when I have a snow day, but I do not like other snow or cold. Give me all the nice days. But moral of the story, spring, Ruth says, is a time for rehearsing truth. She says, replacing lies with truth is where this season begins. Spring peeks out from the long, dark days like a crocus in new snowfall. Tender growth knows the wind and rain is yet to come, so it clings to new roots, anticipates the growth ahead, and grounds itself in what is right and true. I read that and was just in awe of how true it is right now. And I feel like we are all growing very tenderly right now. And we know that the wind and rain is still coming down with this quarantine. We have no real control. And so we cling to new roots. We cling to what God is teaching us in this season, and we anticipate the growth ahead. But we ground ourselves in what is right and true. It's spot on for this season. And I just pray that you can see that. I pray that you can get excited and anticipate the growth that's coming from us digging in right now and clinging to new roots. I've been reading this book by Jenny Allen called Get Out of Your Head. And if you're anything like me, you spend a lot of time up here. And she says that 70% of our thoughts are negative. Most of our thoughts per day, 30 to 60,000, are repeated from the day before, and 70% of them are negative. And so she actively presses into this truth, an idea of how to take our thoughts captive. And so she walks us through this Your Story map. That's what it's called. And I'm going to include this document on this email if you want to practice it. It's for every day. It's not like, what is the overall feeling of your whole life? It's just for right now. And so when I did it the other day, you get a whole big feeling, and you say, what's my overall feeling right now? And I wrote down deflated. This was a while ago. It's right there. So, and then I circled it in the middle. It'll go through that in the article that I'll attach. But then next, outside of deflated, you write down like subcategories that are causing you to feel deflated. So I wrote down marriage, kids, personal growth, work, social media, COVID-19. And then below each of those, you get a little bit more detailed, and you write down what about those things are making you feel your primary feeling. And so with marriage, I wrote down I was bitter at the time. COVID-19, I was fearful. I wrote down like 3 or 4 for everyone. Social media, it was giving me a lot of fear and anxiety, but I also felt addicted to my phone because I have nothing, like I'm just home all day and my phone's around me. With work, online teaching is stressing me out and making me feel deflated because it's not my favorite, and it's also just not my normal. And I just miss my students a lot. Personal growth, I struggle with perfection a lot, and I always feel like I am getting better until God like knocks me down and is like, no, which is a very kind thing for God to do. With kids, quarantining with toddlers is a woozy. guys, just what is happening? Okay, so then you do that, and then you go and you take it all to God. And you ask him a main question, and you say, Lord, where on this page am I believing a lie about you and a lie about myself? And I realized that I was believing that God doesn't grow us. So in my marriage, I was like, we're always going to be bitter at each other and we're never going to get along again. And da, da, da. He's like, no, like that's a lie. I grow people. I refine people. And I found a theme of fear. I wrote down fear, I think 11 times on the page. So that's fun. And I was believing that God's peace that overcomes fear is perfection, not peace. So she goes on to say this, but she goes on to say more and finding themes, and it'll go into that in the attachment. But she says, why do we even do this? And we do this because we need to know what storyline we're believing or making up about God and about ourselves. And I've been meaning to do this again. I need to do it again. But today my word wouldn't be deflated. My word would be restless. And I think that's really insightful because I need to practice this every single day. And it's really a practical way of taking my thoughts captive. I need to write a better storyline about who God is and what I'm believing about him and what he says about me, because it's not what I say about me, and it's not it's not full of lies. So I encourage you to do that. I think the best way to rehearse the truth, like Ruth says, and replace the lies and cling to new roots, is to get rid of all of these toxic thoughts. And so I encourage you to try this and let me know how it goes. But I love you all, and I'm praying for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.